Well, hello there everybody, I'm Cameron, and on my channel, the concept of dev intended is such a thing, Jetson, and today, I'm playing my favorite Wii U game, Paper Mario Color Splats. And I was curious, how much paint do you actually need to beat the game? Paint has two primary uses. First is battle cards. Now, without paint, battle cards do little damage, but we can buy fully colored cards from the shop. But to use themed cards in the overworld, they must be painted to work, and then there's color spots. These can be read from progressing at times, and they come in many sizes, so to keep things simple, every color spot we have to paint will only count as one, despite how big it may be. But if a spot has multiple different colors, each individual color will count as a paint usage. Now, all the rules set, let's find out how much paint it takes to beat Paper Mario Color Splats. In the first battle of the game, Huey will make us paint one card for the tutorial, and immediately afterwards, Peach will make us save the lives of two toads, unfortunately. Soon, we'll come across a green door with no color. Without painting it, we can't open it to get to the top side of Port Prisma. And to get the TP system working again, we need to restore color to this water so we can get access to our first red paint star. In Ready Road, our paint star out level is colorless, but this is a unique color spot in the game where Mario is not the one to restore it. By playing the level normally, we'll find the Psycho who stole his paint, and he will restore it for us, not increasing our counter. In Cherry Lake, to be able to get up to where the blue paint star is, we have to restore color to this water wheel. Going into Blue Bay Beats, to be able to get to where the paint star is, we have to win Toad's level, but the only issue is that this game is a scam. The Toads will hand the key between each other as they dance. To expose the scam, we have to paint the Toad who has the key in the first place. To get to the paint star, we have to paint this color spot so we can open the umbrella and hop to the paint star. But we're not done in Blue Bay Beats just yet. We need to save this stranded Toad by using the fan thing. This Toad will help us get to the big red paint star later on in the game. Now, we get into an issue. To get to Indigo Underground, we have to fix this bridge. This Toad here can fix the bridge, but he won't go to fix it unless we save this Toad, who will then tell Mario and Huey that the bridge is broken. Yeah. And unfortunately, we're not done saving Toads. We can't use cutout here because the sign here is crooked. So we need to paint this Toad, who will fix his sign for his post office. And to even get into Indigo Underground, we have to save yet another Toad using the plunger. Later in the level, we'll have an instance of a multi-colored color response. This one takes green for the ground and purple for the wall. And after fighting this abomination, we'll need to color this rescue squad member. And later, we'll also have one more color spot to do before we get to the paint stars at the end of the level. In Davido Peaks, to be able to get to the main level, we need to climb her from this guy, but he will not give in to us because he's too depressed. So to undepress him, we have to color every single color spot in this room, and there's a total of 10. To use this unfurl block, we have to paint this color spot right here to get to the paint star, and afterwards, we'll head back in the level to paint this guy's head, and he'll be our last sage. And with him, we would go straight to the Crimson Tower. Now, to deal with the Toads open the door, we have to paint this color spot, which uses red and yellow, but strangely not blue. And with the giant color spot immediately afterwards, while Mario is technically the one to color it by pressing the South Struck button, this actually does not decrease the amount of paint in his hammer, so it does not count. The rest of the level has no color spots we need to deal with, and since themed cars do not need paint to do their intended effect against bosses, there's nothing in our way of getting the big red paint star. In Sunglow Ridge, the unfurl block we need to use on this log is hidden in this tree, but it will not come out unless we paint it. In Marmalade Valley, we need to paint this block so we can break it in order for us to get the bone. We'll then be able to bring it back to this level. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, I'm not even going to try, and it will summon Princess. The professor will thank us by giving us this spike, which will let us get to the next level. This room is full of spikes. To be able to get past them, we have to paint these 4 colorless fires. Painting all 4 will reveal a power block that will flip all the spikes. One of the next rooms has wheels pushed by Spinies, but one of them will not move unless we paint its colorless spot. And the Golden Coliseum has no color spots in our way in order for us to beat it, so we go straight to the Dark Blue Inn. In this level, there are multiple ghosts we need to talk to, but they will not appear unless we use paint to reveal them. To be able to get to higher floors in the hotel, we must paint this color spot, which blocks our way into the elevator. Before we use it, we'll first grab it and bring it to its owner, but of course, we'll need to paint him to reveal him. We'll need to keep revealing these ghosts in the hotel as we have to help them in order to beat the level. The ghost back in the library wants his book back, but this Toad has it. When we paint it, the Toad will find the book is more important than watching paint dry, so he'll give it to us, and we'll be able to bring it back to the ghost. But first, we'll go to this room below us to find another ghost Toad who's missing his glasses, which are just simply on his head. We'll need to use 2 paint uses in the next room. One to reveal the ghost, and one to paint his birdcage. We'll have one more ghost to find and help. And once all the ghost Toads are in their tea room, we'll be able to get the paint star and make our way to the next level, Plum Park. Now, to get to where the water is being poisoned, we need to get one of these barrels so. But to be able to get to it, we have to paint this block to be able to break it so we can be able to get up to the barrel in the first place. Once the barrel falls and kills this random guy, we'll be able to wash the barrel so and go take out P Piranha and get the teapot. Now, you may think we need to bring this back to the Ghost Tea Party, but no, we don't. All this does is give us an additional battle slot, which is not required to beat the game, so they get no tea. In our first visit to the Great Sea, we only have one color spot, and no, it's not the ocean, it says this here Rescue Squad member. Our next level to use paint is Stiff It or Whiff It, and now with this, the cards must be painted in order to count. So before starting this, I went to the battle card shop and painted every single card I could buy, and then bought the cards from this guy to have the cards I will need. While some questions wanted cards I had painted, most didn't, and I had to paint cards a total of 9 times. Now this mode is very RNG based, so it's possible you could get a lower score than what I got, but I got 9. In the next level of Fort Cobalt, there's a series of fences we must hit down to get by, but only one will let us through and the other 2 will hurt us, and if we fail, the fences will suffer places. Now the devs wanted to use paint the mark from we've already hit, so I was all prepared to go out hitting them until I died. But with dumb luck, I managed to get it correctly 4 out of 5 times. Now before we go to the boss, we need to find some Rescue Squad members. To get to one of them, we need to paint this locker to reveal a pipe behind it, so we'll lead our way to another Rescue Squad member we need. To get to where the boss is, we need to paint this color spot to flip this platform. We'll then be able to use cutout and get to the boss Ludwig, the Koopa, not the streamer, and get our big blue paint star. When we return to the Great Sea, we'll need to paint this chest, which will have a Rescue Squad member in it and a journal entry we need to clear this level. To be able to clear the level, we'll have 2 things we'll need to use. First, we'll use the fan to push the ship forward, and later, we'll use a compass that will point us our direction to the paint star. In the next level of Fortress Island, before we get to the parallel world, Huey will not let us leave this house unless we save this toad. And afterwards, we can't even open the pipe to the parallel world because this spot has no color. There's no more color spots for the deals in this level, so we can head straight to Lighthouse Island. These toads here will not let us fly to the parallel world unless we restore color to their bots. And once we're in the parallel world, we need to use this unfurl block, but it has no color. So by painting this block in the real world, it will restore its color in the parallel world. Once we get into Lighthouse in the parallel world, we have a really annoying section. The devs want us to use our paint hammer to reveal our way forward, but we can't do that. So we just have to repeatedly hit the ground and not fall off slowly by slowly until we eventually make it all the way to the top. But it turned out I was actually overcomplicating it. The path we took in the parallel world is actually in the real world. You can see as I'm walking on it now. Despite me not knowing the easy way, we used the light bulb to light our way to the next paint star. In Fortress Island, we need to unfurl these barrels which will turn into a bridge in the real and parallel world, but we can't go back out the way we came to the pipe. So we gotta paint this turret chest here which will provide us back to the pipe to the parallel world. And once we take this guy's barbecue, there's nothing in our way of getting the big purple paint star. Now, I want to mention something weird. During the dance party, there's this toad hanging from this flagpole, but here's the thing. This toad's to be dead. If we go back to Fortress Island, his body is still hanging colorless. Yet somehow he was dance party in Port Prisma. This is not related to the run. I just wanted to mention this. Going to the Mustard Cafe, when we get Huey back, we need to color this pipe in order to get to its upper area up here. Now this level has a lot of pipes already in color. We got one in this room here, and then later we're going to have a whole lot of color spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the next room, while we use cutout to get to the exit, we cannot leave out this toad, so we have to paint 2 pipes to get him out of here. The next level to use paint is Toad Trainworks. This toad has had half his color drained, so we gotta restore the other half. He'll let us play a crane minigame we need to do to help fix the train. Plus, we gotta go color this spot as well. Going to the Sunset Express, this swamp is blocking the track for the train, so we gotta use the Mega Horn to get it to move. Now, we can go straight to the boss, but we still need to get Rescue Squad members. When we get this group, we will be stuck in this train car unless we paint the door to be able to get out. After that, we can get the big orange paint star. We make our way to the next level. We have to use the basin to drop on the Dragonon's head so we can be able to ride and run on the lava. Later in the level, we'll need to paint 2 big color spots to be able to summon the Dragonon. And we have to use the bottle cap thing to fill this room with lava so we get the paint star. But there's one big issue. The spot that summons the Dragonon is on the left side of the room, and the devs want us to color this pipe to get over there. But we cannot just simply backtrack, because using Dragonon in the previous room destroyed our platform to be able to get back. But this isn't the only way we can leave this area. There's a mechanic in the game where if you have at least one paint star per level, you can be able to leave the level from anywhere. It just so happens that there's a paint star in the very first room of the river volcano. Now that we have technically beaten the level, once the room is lava, we can then just leave, go back to the beginning, and then get to the paint star without painting that pipe. In the river crater, there's a moving platform we have to use to get around, but this one has no color. We must paint it to get it moving again. When we get the hairdryer, we need this thing to get another thing, the magnifying glass. We need it on this toad and this pipe to make them both bigger to progress. Going to the energy plant, there is no power here, so we have to use the battery thing to restore power to the building. Within Super Mario Bros. 3 level, there's a mechanic where if we use paint, we can flip into 3D. But this does mean that every individual flip will count as one paint usage. We have to use it once to get past this wall and the tutorial for it. We have two goals in this level, get the paint star and the rescue squad member. We'll get the toad first. Here, we'll flip into 3D so we can get behind this white block and walk right past the goalpost. In the next room, we gotta be very quick. Right here, we'll flip into 3D and make our way upwards. We gotta be very precise and hit this guy before time runs out. Once we defeat the boomerang bro, the toad will make its way to the goalpost, and luckily it squeezed me right out of the left side, so we can meet the toad at the goal. When we go back in, we have to flip again to go past this thing again, but there's not enough time to get to the pipe behind here, so we'll need to flip again. And while we can make it to this red pipe before time runs out, if we don't, that's okay. When we flip into 3D and go on this red pipe, we'll come across this spot we can only go past in 3D, but we also have to immediately go back into 2D to jump across here. We only need to flip into 3D one more time to get under the lava and get to the green paint star. Monster Rock Theater and the Emerald Circuit will require no paint stars to get by, so we can grab the big paint star and immediately go to Bowser's Castle. But I have some bad news. Bad news. With the Roy Boss fights, they steal all of our paint. Oh no. We have to deploy out some nukes, and definitely surviving this safe sequence, we make our way to Bowser. Now, after the first phase, Huey will turn off into a card and put stuff in our deck, and he'll tell us we need to paint him, but we don't actually need to. No color, and he comes out 3D just fine. And after that, it's pretty much stuff intended. Block some sauce, will definitely 100% blocks the last person on the first try, and beat Bowser at only 1 HP. Now, of course, there's only one way to defeat Bowser. By defeating him with the T that I never returned to the goats. After that, we only have our one final paint spot, Peace herself. And our grand total is 100 paint usage to Paper Mario Color Splats. Or is it? See, as it turns out, I've made a handful of mistakes doing the challenge run. As I was editing this, I looked at some footage of the speedrunner and saw some things I didn't know about. First off, this door here isn't actually our only way to top towards Prisma. There's a glitch where you can clip into this tree and just hop right up there. And in the Dark Ruin, you can actually get the color spot and the ghost with the one single paint usage. Also, remember how we avoided painting that green pipe by leaving the level? Well, I could have done that with these rescue squad members. If I simply beat the level and then came back later, I could have gotten them and then left. So with all these mistakes set in mind, our total would actually be 97. I hope you enjoyed this little challenge of mine. If you enjoyed this, why not subscribe if you want to see me do more challenges like this. And like always, until next time, stay perky.